morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're watching from.
Hello.
Yeah, so if this is your second time on this channel, you most likely must have seen our introductory video. So you must have met the Christos. My name is the one Christos Timothy. If this is your first time, and then this is my beautiful dancer here, my customized God-given gift. Yes, this is Mrs. Doman Christos. Yes, so today we're going to be sharing about how we met. So, like they usually say, ladies first, right? So I would want her to share her own part of the story, how we met, and of course, as we proceed, it will become interactive because I'll be chipping in questions and then I'll be saying some things as she begins to share. So how did you meet, babe? It seems the cuteness was the first point of attraction. But let's know where she first saw this.
Okay, we met in church. He was actually an usher, and I knew I just used to say hi and pass because I wasn't actually interested. Yes, I wasn't interested in him, but I just know him as a church member, and that's all. Then all of a sudden, one day on Facebook, he just chatted me up that he needs my number. I was like, okay, why does he need my number? Okay, that was our pastor's birthday, so I was thinking maybe because we want to surprise our pastor or something like that. So I sent the number, and that was how we started talking. He called me, we started talking. All of a sudden, I was interested in the conversation. At first, I actually didn't like him.
Okay, interesting. Why? Why wouldn't you like a cute guy like this?
Can you calm down?
Okay, I'm calming down.
I actually didn't like him. Like he's actually nice. He's in church and all of that, but I didn't like him. Like I wasn't interested. I needed someone that was really tall. I'm sure I've never told him this. I needed someone that was
Guys,
really
I'm tall. Forget this
like,
video. I'm tall.
Someone that even though I'm on heels, he'll still be taller than me. Yeah, that's the kind of person I wanted. And his was not really obvious. Like
I didn't
he's
meet
taller than
expectation.
me, but not really very tall. So I was ready to say no. Yes. I was ready to say no.
In advance.
I even told my friend about it, and you know now, ladies, we're how will I say? We're backstabbing you. I was like, see this guy, you don't even have the courage,
you know,
confidence
the
to
audacity.
walk up to me and talk to me in church because I was in protocol, so I wasn't expecting anybody to come talk to me when I'm with pastor's wife. I was thinking, if you want to come to me, that means you want to talk to our pastor's wife. But he came to me, I was like, see this guy, is it
Audacity, guys, you know how to go for what you want, you know? That's what we're talking about.
I was like, is it because of this his haircut? According to my friend, she said that this is haircut that is like box.
It's my signature, you know.
But then he didn't ask me out. He kept quiet. We just became friends, and yeah, we're gisting. I actually like his company.
Let me even tell them something. Do you know, a few days from when we started chatting on Facebook, sometime later, not even a few days, was it the next day or so? I can't really remember, but you remember the first call we had, it was over an hour.
Yeah.
There was one call we had, but it was more than an hour.
That was the
and you had
first
to even, our first call, and she had to ask me, wait, what exactly were you discussing? And she was, you know, she picked the interest because I would just drop some lines that would inspire her to.
Wait,
okay.
I'm not the talking type, right? So you had one talking, I was listening.
Really?
Then all of a sudden it was almost an hour. I was like, what were we discussing about?
But from there, I got a rundown of your history because you actually said a couple of things that
because
time.
you asked me.
Yeah, but of course, for a guy that you are just knowing, there must be something interesting about me for her to have downloaded, you know, that history for me. So that's actually how we met, and you know, so possibly we'll leave this aspect for some other episodes, maybe talking about what attracted us to each other. But then, you know, it was in church, and as we are talking, there are some key principles I want us to pick from this discussion. Remember, there was an aspect she spoke about how that I didn't ask her out immediately. I went up to her. which I have noticed in our dispensation is one of the mistakes. That concept of love at first sight. I've not really been a fan of it. Um, I'm not saying you shouldn't see somebody you like at a go and then fall for the person. You can, but the idea of I'm just seeing you for the first time and immediately I'm saying
I can't hold it.
I can't hold it. I want to marry you, and all of that. It to me it doesn't make sense. This is somebody you have never known. You have never shared any conversation to know what this person is made of in terms of core values and mindset and a whole lot. And the next thing you're talking about is I want to marry. But you see, meeting her, I knew that establishing friendship was my first assignment, and that was what I did.
Well, don't get us wrong. You can actually ask someone out and it can still work.
Exactly.
But
of course, to save you from so many breakfasts, because in life there are principles that are the core. I mean, it's just like the law of gravity, right? Those ones they govern lives. Any other law that would come against the law of gravity would have to be a superior law that will superimpose the law of gravity. So we are saying there is the law that is the conventional and is applicable all around. Is same. That sameness is in that principle all over. Okay, so a uniqueness comes when a higher law comes to play. So we are just giving this as a general principle that is safer and better for you to establish friendship as a guy, especially when you are meeting a lady. Okay, and that was my assignment. That was my first assignment on meeting this friend.
But talking about my own issue, if I was to go with that idea of saying he was going to ask me out at first sight, I would have said no and I would have missed him.
Exactly. You remember she was even saying how that she was already ready to give me a no if that was the thing that was bringing me to her. Okay, but of course, building friendship now, she now met my person and fell in love with the person. She liked what she saw.
Oh my God.
And then I knew that when I took her to that height, that I knew that I could sweep her off it, and the next thing is she would fall in my arms, And when I took her to that level, I opened up. Okay, we have spent some time now. We are now friends, and I gave her. I told her my interest. I love you, and sincerely, I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. Don't worry, those stories are for another day. But this is how we met. And then, of course, another thing I would love to address in this episode for today is the fact that the place of the meeting. Okay, I met her in church. Am I saying you will meet your wife or your husband in church? Not necessarily. Okay, you can meet your wife outside church, but why is where you meet your wife important? Where now is not just about the physical environment. The state of feeding your spouse's mindset plays a role. I knew that I was not gonna marry anybody outside the context and jurisdiction of my mindset, which is very important. So I knew that even if I will marry somebody outside my church, I needed somebody that shares similar, is exposed to similar mentors like I do, is being fed by similar mentors like I'm fed with, So even if the person was outside my church, I'm not saying you must marry somebody from your church, even though I would recommend that. Or the idea is that marry someone who shares similar lives, perspective and principles with you. It makes, there are things right now that cannot be an issue between me and her. Why? Because we are being fed the same diet in terms of church now, and then I knew that if I marry somebody who hears the same thing I hear and understand the same things I understand, already so many battles have been conquered for life for us. Okay, imagine, let's say for instance tithing. There are issues around finance that can never come between us. Don't worry, we'll share all of those things with you subsequently. But that's how we met. We met in church. She was in school, University of Jos, and I was a graduate then, right? Yes, I was a graduate already. I think I was working somewhere. I think I was on my internship also. And I knew that already I had a target on when I wanted to marry. And don't worry, I will let you know why I chose her in the subsequent videos. So I think we'll stop here for today. Let's not bore you with so many information for today. Subsequently, you hear the remaining stories. So kindly subscribe. Click that subscribe button
and share.
Share.
Invite someone to watch with you.
Invite someone to watch with you. Absolutely. I hope you learned a lot from, or rather, you were inspired by our story and all.